Well, I just want to say that if you're saying the host that said how
Friday
Friday
the
the 13th
13th.
5 is a good movie recommended this, I already am not trusting it.
All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning into Hate Watch. I am the host here, SithLordFelix, with the always amazing Mr. Valentine. How are you, boss?
Amazing.
All
You're
right.
amazing, Sith Lord.
Oh man, no, you're amazing. No, you, buddy. So I have
Us.
to. So we were originally tonight we were gonna do Friday the 13th Part Five: A New Beginning because it is a
Return.
movie that I genuinely hate. If you tuned into the Can Chicken podcast, you know I hate this movie with a passion. It is hard for me to hate a movie, but this one I hate. This one would probably be like, well, that it would be like F minus by the time I'm done rating that fucking movie. But I couldn't access it for the show without paying for it, and it's not getting my money. Not again. I already bought like the fucking the package for all of them, so I'm not doing that again. Um, so
Okay.
we're gonna pull an Audible, which is also connected. I think Joe Blowhars or Arrow in the Head Show, one of these shows. Shout out to them because I watch them pretty religiously.
What are they?
Whether I
Podcast?
more like just like a YouTube show. I mean, it is kind of a podcast format, what and they
Mhm.
discuss movies and kind of like we do. Only they've been doing this since before us. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
big shout out to them. They have a cool layout. Really good editing. I don't agree with all their takes, but even when I don't, it's still a good time.
Awesome.
And definite props to Arrow in the Head show where they do the to all my friends little drop from Barfly. So I that definitely that hit me right in the heart. That was beautiful. So I love
Very
that.
nice.
You know, um, and in their honor, even though I fucking couldn't disagree more, and I think this was Joe Blowhars who did Friday the 13th Part Five, talking about it like it's an unsung hero in the fucking franchise or some shit. That movie was a piece of shit.
It really
Don't buy
was.
it. Yes, it was a real big piece of shit. And when we can do a hate watch on it, we will. But in the meantime, to skip five, go to six. But in that spirit, they recommended this movie Haunt, and I haven't seen it. Chuck hasn't seen it. I don't know much about it except the basic plot that we just read. Um, so let's. I mean, I don't know. What are your thoughts going into it? Do we just jump right in? What do you think?
Well, I just want to say that if you're saying the host that said how
Friday
Friday
the
the 13th
13th.
5 is a good movie recommended this, I already am not trusting it.
Same. And again, like one of these guys, I think it's Tyler. Yeah, Tyler, who doesn't know me from Adam.
Pronounced Tyler.
Yeah, Tyler's probably all like, "Why are you even worried? Why are you sweating me, dog? Don't you got a life?" No, I don't, Tyler. All right, my life is watching your fucking videos. And when you say Terrifier 2 is a bad movie, but Friday the 13th Part 5 is good. Actually, I don't even know if he said that shit. I don't even think he did. To be fair, I don't even think Tyler said that shit. But damn, so like I kind of blend all of them together when it comes to like you know uh ratings and recommendations and shit. But
Mhm.
Terrifier 2 is a freaking masterpiece in my opinion. It's a great movie. And Friday the 13th Part 5 is a piece of shit. So we'll see where they're at with Haunt. They recommended it. They said it was a good one. uh you're going in skeptical.
Very, very skeptical. Yeah.
Me too. You want to just jump in?
Let's do it.
We can't do it justice like we Get Out. All right. I love that intro, man.
Your intro is genius.
All right, guys. Hit like and subscribe. Tick the bell. Leave a comment. Tell me what you thought of this movie in the comments if you've seen it.
Tell us.
Now we will see you on the other side, my friends.
I didn't hate it.
You didn't hate it.
Was it kind of not a good movie? Yeah, it was kind of not a good movie, but it was entertaining. The ending stays there, and it was just a little boring in the middle. It drags in the middle, you know.
Okay. I'm kind of with you. Although, ah, man, I don't know. I think Terrifier was better, in my opinion. Like that's kind of like my comparison now because it's killer clowns and a fucking,
Mhm.
you know,
Yeah, yeah.
I
The
think
premise
Terrifier
was
was better.
perfect.
You know, I didn't hate this movie either though, but I didn't love it. I don't think I'd recommend it. Would
Same.
you?
No. So far, we're exactly in agreement on that.
Yeah, so fucking Joe Blow horror so far, no good. All right,
Bad
so let's see where we're at.
recommendation.
Yeah, should we jump right into ratings here?
Yeah, yeah. Let's do it. It's a quarter to 12. That'll be
All right,
perfect.
all right. So, okay, let's see. All right, so I got it open here. So let's start with cinematography slash visuals and effects. A through F. What would you grade this?
Well, it was a cool little fun house, even though I thought it was a little redundant. No real special, but the kills were dope. So I'm,
They're
I'm gonna
pretty
give it like
dope.
a good solid C.
A
The
C.
costumes were cool. I'd even give it a C plus because they went there
Okay.
on the kills. And before we realized what the reveal, the demons, not demons, humans, turns out they were just humans.
Yeah.
All the costumes did look cool and creepy. So yeah, C plus.
Uh,
Wardrobe, that's wardrobe, the look of the fun house, and the kills.
I think I'm exactly with you on this one. C plus. Um, there were some really good elements on here. Um, the I think the set design was lacking a little bit in my opinion. I did appreciate the originality and like the tone that was being set, but while like the effects were really good, the gore, the blood effects and stuff like that, the set design didn't do it too much for me.
Mm,
I was hoping it would go darker and crazier. It really didn't go the level I was kind of hoping it would go to. Um, so C plus, still passing, but you know,
yeah,
nothing spectacular.
and it was a low budget movie, obviously. So
Now, score, soundtrack slash sound design, A through F.
well, it was very minimal in here. They had some good like music to go with the scares.
Yeah.
Um, not real heavy on the music there. I guess I would just give it a C.
Now, yeah. Now, the lack of music, was that a positive or a negative?
It was, the movie itself is just blasé, so it's not really a negative. It hurt only itself by not having like if they would have paid somebody just to get some more like music
John
going,
Williams.
even a
No.
little thing of somebody, yeah, exactly. Danny Elfman, somebody.
Honestly, like a John Carpenter would have been a good soundtrack for this.
Yeah,
Um,
because that's a great example of a low budget movie, the director doing it himself, getting in there with just very minimal notes and being that effective.
yep, very good point. So I'm sorry, where you at? Did you say a C?
Yeah, almost like a C minus because there was nothing there to really rate it on. But all those squeaks and quink, quack, quack, every time there's like a kill or something like that. Those intense shrieks. I don't know what they're called, if they're violin strikes or whatever. But
Yeah, the orchestra hits.
yeah,
So, um, I will go C plus also. I mean, we're somewhat close, but I give it credit for its silence. I think that's a choice, right? So, like, to bring it, this movie is not The Exorcist, all right, but just to use the movie The Exorcist as an example,
Yeah.
Very minimal use of music. Music ruins that fucking movie if you try to put some sort of soundtrack behind it,
Mm.
you know? But they didn't do that. Not, I think that's one of the reasons why that movie was effective. Now,
Yeah, but
again,
then
this
the
movie,
Exorcist has a theme. Is like so even the credit parts, like the music
the
doesn't just
tubular
have to be.
bells,
Yeah.
which in retrospect is extremely unnecessary, but it is a cool little theme, and it's in there very briefly in the movie.
Right.
It's in
Yeah.
there for Chris McNeil's walk home, and it's also used at the very end credits.
Yes, the overture of the movie. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? So
yeah,
it's sewed
yeah.
in nice. So even something like that gets a lot of
It's kind of cool.
points. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. Because it's
yeah.
interwoven in the movie. So, but
Terrifier has
this
a
didn't
dope
have
theme.
any of that. Yeah.
Yeah, Haunt does not have a dope theme, but Art the Clown has a dope theme song. I'm kind of with you on that. And again, to bring it back, like Exorcist, if they would have tried to use that tubular bells throughout the rest of the movie, it would ruin it. They use
Yeah.
it perfectly in there,
Exactly.
you know. Um, but yeah, other than that, there was no main theme that stood out. The sound effects of the kills were good. So yeah, C plus, you're a C minus. We're like right there neck and neck so far. Um, acting dialogue, A through F. What are you grading this?
Okay, this is where I get a little harsh because the dialogue was okay and they did a good job in the sense where it got boring, but they also literally didn't have dialogue for a good solid like 8 minutes. Um,
That doesn't
but
necessarily bother me if the visuals and the
no,
action is
no,
engaging.
yeah, same here. That doesn't bother me either. But the visuals weren't that engaging. We were just watching everybody
Okay.
crawl the last two survivors.
Yeah, true, true,
So I
true.
feel like it was okay. I would give it a D.
Give it a D. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm definitely gonna grade the acting a little higher. Because they definitely felt scared. When they were brave, I believed it, especially that dude when he decided to stand up to Guy. I bought
Yeah.
it. You know, they didn't make the people pussies in here, and they knew exactly how to bring that out, but still put a believable amount of fear and
Yeah.
survival instinct in them. So I do give them credit for that. Um, However, I do kind of take points away for the revenge ending. Like, okay, you empowered the victim. It's I guess not a fan. I
Yeah.
kind
That
of
was
like,
a weird little twist.
yeah. Even though it was still pulled off okay, I think it's my opinion anyways more effective when the bad guy is the one who has the upper hand at the end, and it leaves it open for the cliffhanger to leave you scared on the ride home.
Yeah. Or if anything, you know, after the boyfriend gets shot, have the girl pick the shotgun and just kill that last dude there. There was
Yeah,
no need that he's gonna torch the place and now he knows where they live, so he's coming after and he goes after the girl first, and she would know this exactly, whether she was lying in wait or not. Yeah, that
yeah.
that whole thing was unnecessary.
So I'll tell you this: how I would have ended it with what they had, what they shot. I would have done almost exactly the same thing. Have the fake out where she goes visits her mom in the green picket fence, whatever. But then she wakes up, that has to get released from the hospital, all that stuff. And then I'd have that ride again. And it even when they show it a second time, it's darker, right? It's like almost like it's more ominous when they pull up to the fence house. Although I would have done a John Carpenter Prince of Darkness thing where you basically have her reaching for the doorknob and then you cut to credits.
Oh yeah, that would have been cool.
Like that's probably the angle I would have taken. Um, However, that being said, their performances I thought were all good. Nobody was annoying. Even Jim Dillon wasn't annoying.
Right.
I like
Yeah. Which I thought he
so
was gonna be,
yeah,
but he
he wasn't.
wasn't. He was borderline, but he was fine. He was the character, right? That he was supposed to be.
So I'm gonna give it a B plus.
Wow, you're giving it
Yeah,
pretty
give it a B plus. Nothing Oscar worthy. but everyone was competent, reliable. Even the guys were scary, like the villains. They spoke scary. The dialogue with the people who made it sound like they're trying to help, and they kind of kept you guessing. So there was like some really cool stuff that I give it credit
Oh
for.
yeah, I did like that. Yeah,
Yeah. All right. So you're sticking with D. Solid D.
solid D.
Solid D. All right.
Nuts.
All right. Now, likability, I want to stay with the grades. If you're at an F, we'll go further and see if you want perfect zero. Although I can already tell this isn't a perfect zero movie for you. So let's start with the grading system, and we'll unravel a little bit more. If you had to go A through F, likability, what would you give it?
Probably, probably like a D, because it really did drag in the middle enough to where, and then and then the funhouse premise that gets a little played.
Yeah.
Because it was trying to be a little bit of House of Thousand Corpses meets like Saw meets like
Yeah.
Funhouse, murdering Funhouse. So okay, but it's cool.
Okay.
So A through F on likability, probably like a D.
Okay.
If I
So
was doing
solid
like
D.
yeah, if yeah.
All right. Damn, I think I'm gonna go with you on that one. Solid
Yeah, 'cause
D.
if the middle didn't drag the way it did, if it didn't just veer off a little bit, and I could have done totally without the little brunette's backstory with the mom and whatever that
So
fight was.
unnecessary. I didn't even follow that shit. I'm like,
No,
okay.
because it went nowhere too. Because at first I
Yeah.
was like, "What are they doing?" Okay, I kind of get the gist of what they're doing. I drifted a little bit, but when they came back to it, I was like, "Okay, let me see where they're going with this." And they went nowhere with it. Like the mom wasn't dead. I guess they had a fight. The dad hit the
Yeah.
mom, and then the dad just left. And it was like, "Then my dad left forever."
Yeah, right.
And I blame my mom. And I blame my mommy
So
for my dad leaving.
so I thought they were gonna go into they were gonna reveal that the girl was connected to the people in the house. Right? Because she's dropping hints. I was in a haunted house all my life or
Right,
whatever,
right.
she
I
said
grew up
that.
in the haunted house, right? But she just being like, sometimes I call my youth. I grew up in a house of horrors too. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah,
but she just like, you know what I mean? When I'm just being
exactly.
like, stupid about, just being jokey.
Yeah.
I
All right. Well,
mean, I didn't get those hits that she was dropping like that too. Like,
no.
did she mean like I grew up with these Satanist
Yeah, like she tried to
stories?
get away, or or is it gonna be like Get Out where she's drawing people in, or she's bringing
Or
people
just my
there?
life was so torturous ever since my daddy left home. I lived in a house
Yeah.
of horrors.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, because
Yeah, yeah. So yeah. And again, I think when you throw a killer clown at me, when you come to the king, you best not miss. And right now the king is Art the Clown. Sorry.
yeah,
Sorry. He dethroned
because it was a little
Pennywise.
bit, there was a
Mm.
little bit of that in there too. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was way tamer in comparison.
Oh yeah.
Way tamer.
Far.
So, that kind of hurt it. Maybe it's not the movie's fault, but you know, again, I don't know how these people are gonna tell me that this movie's good, but Terrifier 2 is not. Sorry, that does not compute. Not for me.
No, not adding up.
So yeah, so speaking of adding up, let's see where we're at here. C plus. That is a 7.9. 8.9. Yeah. 7.9. 1. 6.1. And 6.1.
Interesting. Because yeah, let's see, 0 to 10.
So yeah, I'm at a 7.8, which is C, borderline C plus. You're at a 6.9, which is a D plus.
A what plus?
D plus.
Interesting. You know what? I gotta take off points because the grading isn't reflecting on how much I dislike the movie and think it's bad. And
All
I
right,
tried to
so
be fair with the rating. So let's take it down one whole point because on a scale of 0 to 10 on likability, it has zero rewatchability. Like you said, I wouldn't recommend it. I would only put it on. I wouldn't even put it on. I'd only watch it again if somebody else was putting it on. I happen to
and
be
I
there.
wouldn't hate it. Right. I wouldn't throw up in my mouth. Yeah.
Um, I'd
Well,
give it
that's
a
why I
three.
asked D.
I'd give it a 3 0 out of 10.
So that's
So
an
one of
F.
those letters has to come down.
So you're giving likability an F?
No, with
Because
three.
yeah, that would be a
Yeah.
3. 3 would be
So
an
then I
F.
guess I am. I guess I am.
But it
Because I
just
thought
sounds
it was
like you liked it though. So that I
no. I,
I don't know. But,
I
all right,
liked
fair
it
enough.
better than like some of the other movies because it didn't bother me as much.
And
But
even when the credits finished rolling, you said you didn't hate it.
right, that's what I'm saying. Because I know
That
other movies will
6.9
bother
reflects
me.
that. 6.9 reflects that.
Yeah, you
That's a
think that's
D.
fair? I
D
almost feel
plus.
like
That's barely. You're giving it a passing grade, but you're not giving it a glowing review. It's like,
okay,
okay, it's a movie, and I don't think
that makes
see
sense.
again. In my opinion, this is why I think we butt heads on the reviews because I think you're scoring lower than you mean to, even though I understand what you're saying, like with
No,
your
the problem
reviews.
is when I'm trying to be generous and just remember that it's a movie, I'm scoring higher than when I actually think about it and be like, oh yeah, this movie is bad. It's a bad movie, you
But
know?
when you're giving it grades, I think you're doing it. You're more on point because because the grades actually help me determine your number easier
Hmm.
and it more fair. Because yeah, like sometimes you'd say like, oh, I'd give it a 2, which is a failing grade, but then I've seen you with when you give it a grade, you'll say, yeah, I give it a C. So that's like totally different. You know what I mean? You understand what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah,
Yeah,
I do.
yeah,
I
yeah.
see what
Yeah,
you're saying.
yeah. So it's like you're underscoring yourself um more but 6.9, that's a D plus. That means that's better than some of the shit we've seen so far, but not
All
it's
right,
no
so then
Citizen Kane,
I guess I'm
you
saying
know.
I was saying that then. Yeah,
You could switch it to D minus maybe. I mean, or do you want I mean like I
yeah,
listen,
yeah. D
just from me
minus.
saying yeah, D minus. Listen, the only reason I'm even bringing this up is because as soon as the credits ended, you said you didn't hate it. You kind of liked it. So
Yeah.
I mean that in itself is a D, C, you know what I mean? You're in that area. But we can
Hmm.
lower that bit to D minus would be more accurate for your
I think so.
likability. That
Yeah,
makes sense? Okay. So we'll
yeah.
go to 6.1, which drops at a 6.8, which is now a solid D.
Okay, that's in that ballpark then. Yeah,
All right. And the score
because the movie
soundtrack,
isn't necessarily a good movie. I really don't think so. You know.
yeah, and listen, mine is a solid C. C is an okay movie. It's not and I didn't like that much, like I said, like I would score Terrifier much higher, like 8,
Hmm.
9, somewhere in that range. But I think after everything's said and done, better visual effects, better soundtrack, dialogue, maybe, but likability would definitely carry that shit.
Right.
Going with the grade,
I agree
but
with that.
you know, but that's it. Let's see. Let's see what Rotten Tomatoes has to say, and then we'll close out with that. How's that sound?
Yeah, no, that's good. That's a good way to close it. I'm curious what other people would think of this movie. What's the buzz around it?
All right, so share this tab. Okay, cool. So, Han, that was a cool picture, by the way. That was a good image. Wow. So the audience, so the critics gave it 70%, which is closer to us. Audience gave it 100%.
Wow.
Sorry, but no. Let's.
No, 100%. Even if you say you did like it and enjoyed it for real, this movie isn't worth 100% viewer audience rating.
Yeah, and there's still negative reviews here, so I don't know why they're saying that. Um, all right, so here's a good one. Haunt ends up being a well-plotted, suitably sinister little shocker that proves to pack an agreeably malevolent little punch. Okay, 3 out of 4, which is like a 7.5. Yeah, Chris Stuckman, which I used to watch this a lot. The tension here is pretty damn strong. He gave it a B plus. Um, Now here's a bad review. Influences of the Funhouse, The Strangers, and even Saw are all woven throughout, but without the innovation or imaginative set pieces that made those movies memorable. Despite what the premise suggests, there's nothing extreme about this haunt.
That's right on. That
I think
review
that's
is
right
spot
on.
on.
She gave it 2 out of 5, which is a failing grade. That's like a 4 out of 10.
Wow, that's right. And I was willing to give it a 3 out of 10. 0 to 10. I was gonna say three. Numbers
Yeah.
wise.
But you sounded like you liked it more than she did. Even though I agree with her, I agree with her critique as well. Like I understand it. I liked it more than she did. Clearly. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, they say though it's from the writers of A Quiet Place, which wasn't that great. The grisly horror gem plays more like a Saw movie. Okay. Here's another bad one. There are basically 3 story elements here, and they never join forces. Makes the whole movie feel kind of pointless.
That's what we were saying.
Yeah. That backstory had was totally dumb. Um, all right. I mean, so I went and took these dudes at face value, and again, I'm leaving a little disappointed if I'm being honest. Although
Yeah.
it was a movie, it was good. I would easily recommend Terrifier or all out, over this. It's I don't know, maybe even like if you need the fun house aspect of it, there was House of a Thousand Corpses. It's I would say that's a better
Better.
movie. And
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of that movie,
No, because
actually, if I'm being honest.
that movie kind of sucked too. But at least it
But
was a better movie in terms of movie script, a little bit more
yeah,
plot line, way more
Captain
stylistic.
Spaulding was way
Yeah,
more interesting.
exactly. Yeah.
He was a very memorable character,
And right
you
off the
know.
bat too, yeah, Captain
Yeah,
Spaulding.
Captain Spaulding it made that movie. He is that movie.
Yeah.
But you know, like personally, I would just say go see Terrifier. I think Terrifier is better. Better Sinister Clown, much better kills. You better not disagree with me on that, Chuck. Friendship's on the line.
Well,
No,
yeah,
no,
I mean,
no, 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 no,
it's a gore fest, if. But okay.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it was more interesting. Um, it's paced better. You didn't
Yeah,
really
yeah.
have you didn't have much of that bullshit backstory other than the fact of have the sister come pick me up because I'm drunk or whatever. And that
Hmm.
was it. Oh, she's I'm studying for my SAT. Just come pick me up. That's all we got.
Right.
That's all we got. And it's all we needed. There's plenty. Fill in the blank there. We figured out, oh, the
Well,
sister cares.
Terrifier 2 drags a little bit
Oh no,
because
no,
they
yeah.
they
Terrifier
have
2 goes further.
yeah.
Yeah. That one brings in the guardian angel cosplay girl.
Right.
It brings in the little girl. But
Oh my god.
yeah, this one swung for the fences. I understand the critiques for it. I'm along for the ride on those. But when I'm just comparing for this movie, I would say Terrifier 1 is a better movie to
Yeah,
watch
I
than
agree with
Haunt.
that too.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um,
Like
Terrifier 2
way
is different.
strong, way better. Those two girls in the diner, and then you just see Art the Clown sitting there, and then the blonde girl is fucking with him, and they're just, she's being a
Oh,
bitch. She does,
great scene.
yeah, sell that. She sells that part so well when she's antagonizing Art the Clown, and then boom, you're off to the races from there.
Yeah. And Art's reaction. Art's reaction is fucking glorious because he's
Mm.
just looking at the other girl, and then he finally just starts putting his attention on her. Oh man, such a great movie. And then when you finally get to the kills in that fucking movie,
Yeah, they're
forget
gory.
about it.
You know,
Yeah, they're
it's
great.
it's
They're
enough to
great.
give you nightmares.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You know what I mean? It's disturbing enough to turn away. And listen, ultra gore used to turn me off to movies. Like if I felt it
Yeah,
was gratuitous, but for some reason,
that's where I'm at
Terrifier,
now.
Terrifier isn't in that level. For some reason,
No,
I give that movie a pass.
for some reason,
And
Terrifier and Terrifier 2 solidified that for me.
to where you're like, oh, that's why I don't like mega gore.
It's just like,
Yeah,
yeah,
no, I'm all about
gratuitous,
it.
you know,
Yeah, yeah.
because it's not
But
even the fun kind of gore. I guess I don't know.
it
Everything
is.
changes when you're a kid. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because I wonder if I would have liked Terrifier for the gore as a teenager when I was going through like my serial killer phase, my goth
right.
phase in high school. You know that the Psycho movie is based on the real killer Ed Gein and blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
You know?
That's what I was like, the
So
line, my line, the Texas
maybe
Chainsaw Massacre didn't take place in Texas, didn't involve a chainsaw, and it was not a massacre. So
yeah, yeah, that's
that's
great,
a that's all 100% fact. But you
man.
know, but yeah, no, Terrifier. I think I would have dug the shit out of that as a kid, as like a teenager.
Yeah, 16-year-old me probably would have fucking loved it,
But
but at 43, I'm like, nope.
uh, I don't know, man. I don't know. For me, I'm hoping I'm hoping that Terrifier 3 gets crowdfunded and that I can be like donate like the good amount where I can be an extra. Get that.
That'd be cool.
I want that.
I don't
I
even want
fucking
to
want that.
Terrifier 3. The
Oh,
only
they're already
time,
working on it.
oh, that sucks. We got to put the kibosh on that, or either that, let that drop, and then you got to hit him with fucking Ninja Turtles versus
Ninja
Hawk.
Turtles Terrifier. I should have that ready by Halloween. That which we got to figure that out if we can do like a Halloween-ish episode like on or about that day, and maybe we'll
Yeah,
do a reading of that because that's almost done. I have to just copy and paste a couple things and it
dude.
should be good to go.
We could start a GoFundMe campaign to get your script made.
I'd like to see it turned into a comic book. I think that'd be a cool comic. Um,
That's great.
or
Write the
or
comic. I'll
y-
draw it for you. I'll illustrate it for you.
hell yeah, that would be badass. Actually, that would be fucking
Yeah,
badass.
and then we
Uh, e-
fucking sell that shit to a Hollywood buyer.
and then
That's what we can.
the next step would be to do it in the Ninja Turtles cartoon style. The first, you know what I mean? That would be bugged out. And then after that, you do in the style of the Ninja Turtles movie, the first one, because that one it does great shadow, night play, night scenes. There's a very dark movie,
Yeah, yeah, it
you know,
was.
up until they go to the upstate New York or whatever. Then that's like,
But you gotta
or
film it with the realism of Terrifier 1.
yeah, you have
You
to
know
have
what I
some
mean?
real gore in there.
Real
You have to have some
stillman
real gore.
shots too, you know what I mean? That's one of the things I did like about the movie, where like it stayed with me for a couple of days too. I really had to think about that one, you know? But some of the just the stillness of art just sitting there quiet, looking, staring, you know.
He was great. Yeah.
You add a scene like that against like Michelangelo and fucking you got a movie boy.
It's
Raphael.
yeah, and well, shit, man. So I have Terrifier kill Baxter Stockman like pretty brutally. He kills the Rat King pretty brutally. He injures one of the turtles. I think Donatello pretty bad. Um, uh, then of course there's like other victims. Like there's a doctor, morgue. The shit that happens there. Um, what was it? But I don't know. It's just like the way, even the way it ends. Like, spoilers. I mean, it don't matter. Like you're gonna, but like basically, fucking Leonardo like basically dices him to death. Like,
Yeah, yeah, you
and
did mention that.
yeah, and he fucking like just hacks and slashes him. Just doesn't stop, and it's kind of like where Leonardo breaks to a certain degree. He has all this stress of having to protect his family and friends, and just the events, everything unfolded over one evening, and it even ends with like Splinter having to stop him, like, "It's over, my son, it's over." And fucking Leonardo just kind of like sinks down, just like silently weeps. It's supposed to be like a good poignant moment. So
Yeah.
see how it. Then you flash forward, uh, and they're all trying to celebrate Halloween again or whatever, and then you cut to credits. The post credit scene is you see Art's head, right? You see Art's head, and then you see the eyes open. Well, are you still there?
Yeah.
Okay, you see Art's head, you
Come
see
on,
the
a
eyes
teaser.
open, and then you start panning back, and then you see he's inside the Krang body. he's in
Oh, that's
the he's in the
dope. I'm
Krang
not gonna
body, and he's
lie.
holding the he's
That's
holding the
dope.
he's holding the Krang brain in the with the body, like, crushed and shit.
Yeah,
So I think that's fucking pretty badass, man.
that
So
is badass.
we'll see what happens, but like, and even it comes down to them like having to fucking really become ninjas, because there is a supernatural element to art. So you really have to fucking, how do you become more ghost than ghost? How do you
Yes,
really hide in
exactly.
the shadows? They have to really tap into ninja.
Yep.
Even so it's really cool. They have to grow up and mature. There's like a lot of cool themes going on. I hope I pull it together right. You know,
Hell yeah. That sounds dope.
Moral of the story: Terrify is better than Haunt. Um, but you could do worse. If it's on there, you don't have to. You could watch it and not throw up in your mouth.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Compared to some of the other shit that is being fucking made that we're
Yeah, totally.
watching.
Did you think this was better than Get Out?
No.
Okay.
Get Out is a better movie, you
Did you
know.
enjoy Get Out more than this one? Keep it real.
Yeah, I guess I did.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Me too. I was just thinking about that. I was like, yeah, I think Get Out was better.
Yeah,
Get Out was better. Surprisingly, it was better filmed. Like, actually, I appreciate the lighting and the choices of scenes. I
yeah,
appreciate it a lot more because this one was more set driven, and there's a lot of dull scenery in this one. The more
100%.
I think
Yeah.
about it.
No, you're
Any
right.
final thoughts, boss? Anything else, or are we wrapping up here?
No, not at all. Good way to kick out the Halloween horror flicks.
Ooh, we gotta find another horror movie to watch. I will figure it out. But damn, we got like 1 more week or 2 more weeks for Halloween. So
Yeah, 2 more weeks.
Yee.
We still got a little time.
Totally, man. All right, guys. So yeah, if you made it this far, make sure that you hit like and subscribe. Tick the bell for notifications. Leave a comment. Let me know what you thought of this movie. Do I need to get off Art the Clown's dick? Probably, but or not.
A little bit.
Let me know in the
A
comments.
little bit.
Yeah, yeah, a little bit. But yeah, that's it. That's it. I'm Team Art on this one. So, um,
Alrighty.
alrighty. So, other than that, God bless you guys. Have a good night. We love you guys. Until next time. Laters.
Bye.